What is going on, everybody? I am Moon. No, wait, we're gonna do that again? No, because I used my gamer name.
Again?
Yeah. Dude, we haven't done it in like what, a month and a half?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's a little bit rough. Hello and welcome all to the season 2 premiere of the Spooky Horror Show. I am your host Sean, and I'm here with Anthony.
And I'm Anthony.
Tonight we will be. This is the start of season 2. It has a theme. Okay.
Fuck Delta. That's what it is.
The theme for this season is blank is a 1-star film. Changed my mind. Now, I don't necessarily feel all of these films here are 1-star films. Like they could be 3
negative stars then.
Some could, but this is basically a way for me to help my co-host here more critically watch films for review.
Oh my God.
So that
tearing this apart.
at some point, you know, he'll be able to take the reins and come to me with episode scripts and movie breakdowns and stuff. So it's like I don't have to host.
I'm getting into it, guys. He can host.
So what's going on, Ryan?
Let me tell you, this was rough. This was rough. Ryan, how are you doing, Ryan? Downright sunlight. Nice fucking name.
Thank you. He's got his Stranger
I got
Hopper
my
shirt.
Stranger Hopper shirt. Yeah.
And I have
you got your
horror character
80s
things.
I still love that one. I got to get that one like you.
Yeah. I still feel bad. I can't find who sold it because they're like
I've
constantly
seen a couple sites sell the same kind of shirt.
Yeah.
Even the fucking thumbnail. Look at the thumbnail. I can shit a turd that looks better than that costume.
It's not good.
But it looks like there's shit turds for. Is that the thing from Star Wars? Were they trying to copy that with someone's dookie? Like, what the fuck is that?
No, it's supposed to be a succubus. It's just not very good.
It's sucking on someone's bits.
So yeah, tonight we're going to be talking about a little indie horror comedy that came out in 2019. Because yes, this is supposed to also be a comedy.
This was a comedy?
Yeah, apparently. It's made by a group of guys. I didn't know that. Who's like individual Slenderverse ARG films I was a fan of. They got together.
So you originally knew them?
Yeah. They got together and they made this, Lillith. But before we get into all that, we're back, baby. Anthony, how was your time off been?
Second season. Oh, it's been a fucking whirlwind. Buying a house, have a slumlord trying to evict us while we're trying to leave, so it doesn't really make sense. About like thousands of dollars of negligence and safety concerns in this home. I've turned the heat on for the first time in almost a month due to a $500 bill, and it was -7, so I guess I was forced.
Jesus.
So
you know what you might want to consider with the new house? Looking at
solar panels?
Subsidies to add solar panels with battery backup. It might be a little.
That's what we want to do.
The batteries aren't great right now. Like they're not perfect. However, if you just have the solar panels, you'll only have that extra power when the sun's out. But if you have the battery backup, at least you're storing power for if power goes out. And it can be expensive up front. They have payment plan shits. But like after a couple of years,
it's a better experience.
Yeah, it pays everything off. Like we're still thinking of getting it here. And we're thinking about getting it here because
now all the good stuff happened with her.
3 days ago, Texas had another freezing fit where I had many trees.
Ill-prepared isn't the word.
Dude, they're never prepared. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous how ill-prepared Texas is as a whole.
Shit.
Who, when the road... Okay, your front steps are covered in ice. Do you put A, sand, B, kitty litter, or C, salt to melt the ice to make it safe?
Oh, to melt, you would put the salt. But dude, when we went there and that happened to us, when I was living with you, not you, but like in Texas, I only found fucking water softener salt. They don't have salt. I had to put water softener salt out. Giant fucking. They don't have it here.
They put kitty litter, on the
It
ground.
doesn't melt nothing. It'll give
It
you
doesn't melt.
traction.
It'll
Doesn't
barely
melt
give you
anything.
traction.
Like, not a lot, but you'll get there.
I dealt with during the freezing storm. I slept for about 2.5 hours a night because every time I was about to fall asleep, another tree limb would fall off and hit my
Would
roof
break. Yeah.
and roll down. So I'd have to get up, go outside, look to see what fell, and then during that, I was also cutting up all the stuff. And today, like I messaged you before, I went lumberjack on a shit ton of fucking logs.
Well, you
like,
gotta.
They're just sitting there. They were like 150 pounds. I moved a couple of them, and I was like, I'm done. I'm just gonna try to cut them up. And besides that, I've just been knee deep trying to get everything set up for season 2. Because I think this is gonna be.
That's some good gameage. You played some good games on your stream.
Yeah, we got some good games. I'm pretty sure this film is probably gonna have the most production facts and fun facts, because a lot of these films I can't find anything. Because like I said, all of these guys came from YouTube. They all had like fairly successful ARG Slenderverse like creepypasta web series.
Oh, okay.
So they knew when they were creating this, they did like behind the scenes stuff and all that. The rest of these films, it's kind of like they were like shat out, and it's like, all right, we're good.
Oh, they were shat out, all right.
So, you ready for some production facts?
Oh, okay. Let's get some production facts into this. I'm sorry. It's oh god. I was watching it during folding clothes and smoking very clearly, and I was distracting myself by folding the clothes, so I didn't have to see some of these scenes.
Yeah,
it was just fucking terrible.
You're gonna be surprised by this. With an estimated budget of $150,000, this is the.
I can see that.
This is the feature film.
I can see that.
This is the feature film directorial debut for Lee Esposito, who also co-wrote the film with Luke I think his name is Luke Stannard. However, as I said before, this isn't the first project he has written and directed. Lee, along with his cinematographer Vincent Caffarello and his assistant director / production manager Chris Hammerberg, I believe I'm pronouncing that right, all came from the YouTube side of ARG horror filmmaking. Lee had his series, Whispered Faith, which started in 2012, and I think technically it's still going. Vinny did Everyman Hybrid, which is started in 2010, and I'm pretty sure that one is the most famous out of the three of them. And then Chris had his series Dark Harvest 00, which started in 2010, and I believe that one is still going.
That sounds familiar, Dark Harvest.
They haven't posted anything in a while, so I mean, I don't know. All of them are based in New Jersey, like all the ARG series. They're all based in New Jersey. They're all from New Jersey. That's kind of how they met. Really? They had the common genre specific field of interest, and they all lived in Jersey.
Just got together one day.
In 2016, they formed Ritterhouse Productions, a New Jersey-based film production company, with Lillith being their first project.
Oh, out the gate, really?
Yeah. They did stuff before that, but like not films. They do like commercial work, like shoot commercials for stuff and shit like that. But this is like they sat down and this is their first project.
The fucking head keeps moving underneath my seat.
They had a podcast
sliding out for me.
They did have a podcast.
Well, how would that go?
I believe it is now defunct because I can't find it anywhere. It's not on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube. I think there's a couple episodes on YouTube, but that's about it.
There's a reason.
The company
There's always a reason.
The company Twitter has been pretty much dead since October 2021. I believe their website is down. Patreon, and I run 2 websites. I can tell you it's not that expensive. Their Patreon is still up, a lot. But they only have 2 patrons. So I don't really know what the hell's going on. I hope they're all doing okay because their ARG stuff is a lot better. They managed to get Larry Fishburne's kid Langston in this flick, which is kind of cool, I guess. And
we'll touch on Fishburne's fucking kid later on.
Savannah Witten plays the titular Lillith, and with a runtime of an hour and 33 minutes. Want to do some spoiler review? How do you feel about this? Or do you want to just jump right into plot?
We could jump right into this. There's not much we can just jump right into this one. We're doing a little bit different style this time.
Okay.
Because we're not really trying to rate it as in like, you know, is it good or bad? I'm trying to convince you, hey, it isn't a pile of dog shit that's put in a dumpster fire and then fucking put out and then we're lit on fire.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so the film starts with Professor Larry Fishburne's son talking to a college class about demons, while all the students just don't care except for Mason. I believe her name is Mason. Being like a know-it-all, sitting there taking copious amounts of notes. Jenna, Charlie, and Mason are walking across the quad. Jenna and Charlie are bored with the class, and Mason tells them they didn't need to take the religious studies class with her. She's apparently Wiccan, and I'm using very big air quotes with that. And of course she looks like she's Wiccan.
Yeah. Because
they all look like stereotypes. Everyone else.
See, that's what one of the issues with this movie is. You had to stereotype that.
Everyone, even Charlie. Charlie's like the stereotypical guy that's pining for a girl that does not give a shit about him.
100%.
I've been a practicing Wiccan for about 25 years. You wouldn't know it by looking at me because that shit doesn't define my personality.
It's just what you believe.
Yeah. Jenna leaves them because she's going to go meet up with her boyfriend, Brad. The rest of the group don't like Brad. I don't know if we can trust them on who's like good people because they kind of seem like shit. But never mind. Jenna shows up at Brad's place and he's screwing some other co-ed. She walks into his dark house loudly.
The girlfriend, you know, the one that you might come home at any time.
She is loudly calling out his name and there's no response.
He ain't thrusting that hard.
There's also the thrusting though. Did you hear that?
Yeah, you can hear it upstairs. Yeah, and she thought she was fucking watching Pornhub. Like, what the fuck were you doing? You didn't hear them, dude. You could hear the fucking ceiling hitting and her moaning.
It was so robotic, though. It wasn't even like, okay, so we just need you guys to like pretend like you're thrusting and everything. It was kind of like they found a thrusting sound effect.
Soundbite, yeah.
And it was so fucking robotic. It was awful. She heads over to Emma's house crying, and they just let it wait. Who the fuck is Emma?
Emma's the girlfriend of the...
Oh, no, wait. No, hold on.
It should be the girlfriend of the Wiccan chick.
Okay, so Emma...
Get it?
Emma is the friend that's Wiccan. Her real name is Mason. That's why I didn't know what her character name was because I never said it until here. So
okay.
The first section of the script, I have her as Mason, but her character's name is actually Emma. So she heads over to Emma's house crying and is let in to continue the pity party. However, it's kind of fucked up that when Emma was hugging Jenna and was all like, "Oh, thank God we're done."
They're all like, "Oh God."
Like that's fucked.
Why didn't you say nothing?
Even if I hated Meg, if you were like, "Hey man, we're getting a divorce," I wouldn't be like, "Oh, thank fucking God, dude." Holy shit.
Right out the gate.
Like,
you wouldn't right out the gate that shit?
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck? But she's just already like at it because she's just a fucking stereotype. It's so terrible. Bad. Inside, Emma is now drunk. I have no clue about her girlfriend's drunken state. And Charlie is just sitting there like a wet fucking blanket. Charlie is clearly into Jenna. I thought he was gay like the entire time.
I so did too. Like they project it in that way, and you're like, okay, that's no big deal. And they wanted to throw us for a curveball with, oh, he's been pining over her for years.
Yeah, and I was like, I wouldn't have gotten that.
Yeah.
Emma is now going to give Jenna a tarot card reading because, of course, she's Wiccan and dresses that way and is also gay and reads tarot cards. She wants to summon a demon or whatever. It's like a stereotype fucking bingo card. Like, I just don't like who wrote this and then looked at it was like going over everything big. No, this is pretty good. This is right where it needs to be. Like, who the fuck does that? Emma wants to use magic to get back at Brad for Jenna. She tells Emma that she'll sleep on the idea, and the next morning she's glad she didn't do it. That is until she sees Brad walking through the quad with his arm around a chick that isn't even the chick that he was screwing the previous night.
Yep.
So now Jenna's down to do it. In religion class, of course, this lesson is on the succubus. which
Oh,
causes
of course.
Emma to comically run out of the class.
Swear.
I'm assuming this is the comedy. Her slapstick fucking way she ran out of the classroom.
Terrible.
Like I was, man, I don't fucking know.
And thus far, I have not seen acting.
No. I'm telling you, you don't see any quality acting until you get to
The end, when the credits
Lillith,
roll.
The Lillith character, because she's the only one that I feel like has. She's the only one that has real acting credits in her role.
Ugh.
And when she's talking and everything, it's not like the other ones where they're like, "Oh, hey, Brad."
It seems like they don't know. They don't seem like they know acting.
But, yeah,
I don't know. I don't think anyone
and she's
is redeemable.
already far and above better than Lawrence Fishburne's kid. Langston is awful.
I don't know why.
They run into her after class. She found a spell to summon a succubus. Yeah, some of them are actually really good. Like I had high hopes for this because I like the individual things. But yeah, so they run into her after class. She found some spell to summon a succubus. She can get the supplies from the Wiccan Emporium.
Wiccan Emporium.
Sure, man. But they need to wait until a full moon, and they need Jenna's menstrual blood, because of course they do.
I don't understand. Oh my god. And then, oh my god, we got to get to some of the rest of this. But after this fucking thing fucking comes from the mucky muck. Oh my god.
It's full moon time, and Jenna and Emma go into the woods to perform the spell. Oh, that's disgusting.
Red moon.
I want a Wicca Emporium.
It is in the show. The moon is red. It shows a red moon. Wait, no pun intended.
Downright Sunlight goes, I want a Wiccan Emporium. I know.
There is like a crystal one. There's a crystal and kind of like a Wiccan Emporium off of 35 in Texas.
Yeah, and I know on Staten Island there was one. I doubt it's still there. It was like a little tiny store close to Forest Avenue, across the street from the old Blockbuster that was there by the Pathmark that was on Forest Avenue.
Oh, I don't know.
Across the street from that Blockbuster, and it's like.
It was like a crystal place.
It was directly across the street from that 7-Eleven.
Enchanted Forest. It was, yeah. We got a couple crystals when we were out there at a place off of 35. They sold all of that shit.
Now it's full moon time, and Jenna and Emma go into the woods to perform the spell to call Lillith forth. The spell doesn't seem to work. When Jen passes out, Emma gets her out of there. After Emma gets her out of there, Lillith is birthed into our realm.
That's what we're gonna call that.
The next day, she wakes up.
No! Don't you over? He is glossing over the fact that this fucking ding came out of the ground and spit up a fucking tampon. We're gonna address that right now. This fucking doo-doo haired thingy just popped out of this mucky muck and just like a fucking cat up a fucking a tampon. What the fuck did that have to do? What did you do with the story? Because the menstrual fucking shit? That's fucking, dude, that was fucking terrible. That's terrible. It was stupid.
The next day, what's her face? Jen. Wakes up in a hospital bed with Charlie and Emma's girlfriend, Kim, by her side. Kim asks what happened, and Jen just completely blurts out that they tried to spell, but it didn't work. Kim is pissed and leaves, with Emma following behind her. Outside, Emma doesn't understand why Kim is so pissed. Kim delivers some dialogue straight out of like a 2000 era's YouTube horror film, or Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's bad.
Oh, Buffy was good.
Yeah, it was for its time.
Well, like yeah, when it lasts nowadays.
This is 2020. This is 2019. Why are we using like dialogue?
Know my opinion on this.
Stuff from there. Like, it's stupid. Apparently, when Kim was younger, her and her friends summoned a demon, and it tormented them for a while, and it cost her best friend his life. This is cool and all, but why, when this was originally brought up like a week ago, did she not mention any of this?
Nothing. Not at all.
Oh, she didn't mention it because I don't like to talk about it.
Yeah, I know. Like, isn't that something you would want to fucking? It's like the fine print. Oh, we don't want to talk about the fine print real quick? Yeah, no.
Yeah, writing like this could have worked in like 2010, like up until 2010. But this shit just doesn't fly anymore. If you're at a party and your girlfriend is talking about like summoning a demon, and you're like, oh, I did that once. Yeah, don't do that. Like, it's it's not going to turn out the way
I mean,
that
at
you
that
want.
point, you probably want to
That's
just
what
be
you
like,
say.
maybe I should tell them about my little experience.
Not like, hey, just
Leave
don't
them
do
hanging.
it. Essentially, she went, hey, like, don't do this. For me, that's it. That's not a good excuse. I'm sorry. You thought by saying, hey, don't mess with that was going to be enough. What's more annoying is that magic isn't real, and it should be treated like it isn't real. When the fantastical happens, it's more impactful. So
Yes.
like summoning a demon, that could be cool, but the way they did it is stupid. For all that we've been shown up until now is magic is not real. It's a fake thing. People make fun of it. It's like, ho, Wiccans, blah, blah, blah. So it should have been treated
And
that
this
way.
bitch has like some fucking evidence of it and doesn't want to be like, hey,
Yeah.
by the way.
So then to turn around and be like, oh well, it's real, and it's like, but no, it's for everyone. It should be not real. So the fact that she was able to do it is the thing that's supposed to be like, holy shit, but they completely fucking negate it. While walking to class, a smoking hot redhead storms past Jenna. That's Lilith. She follows Lilith into the bathroom.
She's not smoking hot.
She is. She's attractive.
No.
And she's not attractive for you. You like them with the half-shaved head and tattoos and piercings and stuff. For most other people,
because the stereotypical goth chick that walks by, they had to make it the most stereotypical looking girl from Hot Topic to be this succubus chick.
But do you see what I'm saying? Every single person is a fucking stereotype of something.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
ridiculous. Like I've seen the chick that plays Lilith in like other stuff since then, because again, I think she's the best part of this entire thing.
It's like they're doing one of those epic movies or those fake scary movies where they're making fun of things.
Yeah. So she follows She follows Lilith into the bathroom and they have a girl talk. Lilith tells Jen she'll have the job done in like I think it was like what, like a week?
Yeah.
Right?
Just give her a week and she can figure it out.
When Brad comes walking by and spots Lilith, he is immediately enamored. So I do not believe that this is going to take a week. This is probably like this afternoon, we will be done. Everything will be good. So Lilith goes on a date with Brad and sleeps with him. But Jenna is seeing all of this. She slips in and out of her demon body, but he can't see it.
Nobody sees it, yeah.
Like there's no getting around it. He is 100% a total piece of shit. And he's blaming Jen for him cheating to the new girl that he's screwing.
Right, he just got done screwing.
Yeah.
Just got done doing it.
So,
and the sadder part is these are real people that do this kind of shit.
Yeah. So Lilith kills Brad, and Jen wakes up terrified and runs to Emma's house. Jen explains everything that happened, but it's already on the news. That's fucking quick. That's real quick that it's already on the news. Cut to Lilith popping in. I don't know why I have her written in here as Lily, but Lilith pops in and says hi to the gang. They all freak out because they didn't realize she was going to kill Brad. Yeah, I know, right?
Didn't realize, wasn't that the fucking point of you doing that? You literally want him to suffer. This is what I mean. I can't redeem a movie of this terrible quality. And I watch some shitty fucking films.
Well, Jen just thought that she was going to give her like a demonic STD. And
what's
Lilith
a demonic STD? Fire herpes? I don't really understand. I didn't get after STDs. What the fuck kind of
that'd be fucking
fire
hilarious.
STD? Like fire herpes? Fucking fire comes out of the fucking boils on your nutsack or some shit.
So Lilith says
they make anything.
Lilith says she's gonna leave before anyone does anything rash. And the next day, Lilith is in their religion class. After class, Lilith looks legitimately upset that they don't want to be friends with her.
Yeah,
she just wants a friend.
Honestly, like, she did. She was like all upset about it. Like they won't want to play with me. But well, no fucking shit. I have no sympathy.
I would. Could you imagine having a succubus on your side?
As a friend? But I would see now, the thing is, just make sure you don't fuck it. Just make sure you don't fuck them. Don't fuck them. You find things for it to fuck so that doesn't kill you.
Yeah.
But, you don't fuck it.
Think about, like, superpowers and stuff like that. Yeah. Having that in, like, the friend group, that's awesome.
Fuck, yes.
Someone that's being
like
a fucking
your own
asshole,
Superman.
Go get him. Did you just drop
Have at it. Fuck it. No, I fucking pulled it out too quick and it fucking ended up getting the end of it.
But yeah, so she genuinely looks hurt by them pushing her away. They go back to Emma's place and Charlie tells them that he's worried she might fly off the handle because she's rejected. Because, that's what women do. right? When you reject them, they go crazy, like a stereotype. Why is this movie
I
just
didn't
a
even-
giant fucking stereotype?
Yeah, I know. I didn't even catch on to that one.
It's like I'm just sitting
I
there.
think
And
it
I'm
pointed
like, oh
out
my
that
God.
way. Yeah.
I'm just gonna start calling her Lily because I keep hating to say Lillith because I feel like you can't say the name fast.
Lillith.
Yeah, you see, you're already fucking it up. Yeah. So Lily meets up with Professor Morpheus's son and then kills him.
Professor Morpheus.
When the body is found
Fucking-
the next morning, they decide they need to stop her. So while they start researching, Lily hits a
Had to cast a
bar?
demon back.
Right?
Yeah, it was a bar.
She goes to a bar, which is like the saddest bar. I think there's like 4 people there. To search for her next victim
Do you
and
see
makes
the
Jen
town
watch
that they're
the
in?
whole thing. I
Whole
think they're
fucking
supposed to
thing.
be in New Jersey.
I'll reiterate. Do you see the condition of the
Yeah,
place?
yeah.
In New Jersey.
She goes to kiss the guy, right?
Oh yeah.
And she's just like, ugh. Like she doesn't want to do
Yeah.
it. It's fucking great. She kills more people, and while all of this is going on, the gang can't find a way to stop her. Emma apologizes to Jen, telling her that Kim
like a
warned
bad
her, but
Scooby-Doo.
she didn't listen. She never thought it was going to work anyway. How did Kim warn her? All she said was,
They
please
didn't.
don't do it. There was no fucking warning.
It's a bad
There was no-
idea. That's not a
there-
warning. That's a suggestion.
there was no, hey, I did this once and it took us forever to get rid of this demon and it tormented us and it killed my best friend. There was none of that. None of that. It was like, hey, babe, just like, maybe you shouldn't mess with that stuff.
Yes.
That's it.
A little definition goes a long way.
Charlie calls Jen to let her know that Lily is at the same frat party he's at. I don't know how the fuck
Oh, of
Charlie got
course.
into a frat party. Because I would not let this dude into any of my frats.
He looks like he
panty
tries to
sniffer.
snatch people. He looks like he would try to snatch somebody.
Yeah. So Jen wants to drug Lilith and lock her up for a while. Emma tells her she's gonna have to slut it up for the frat party,
Slut it up.
and then they show up dressed like old fucking women. How are the
Maybe they
outfits that
maybe
they are
they don't
wearing?
know. Maybe they're not those kind of girls that wear a lot of
No.
revealing and slutty shirt.
She said verbatim, "You're gonna have to slut it up." So you understand like.
The mission.
Yeah, like you understand, like they have in their head, oh well, that's what sluts wear. So then how does like that in your head turn into stuff like Mormon people wear? Like I don't get it. Like that's not, you know, like that's not. It's like
Yes,
we're gonna
that
have to
is one way
slut it
to
up.
split
It's
that.
like okay, and you're wearing like the most modest thing possible. Like it just doesn't make any sense. Before they leave for the party, Jen tells her once they figure out everything that's going on, their friendship is done.
Yeah.
D-O-N. Done. D-O-N. Done. They go to the party and manage to get Lilith alone because she really doesn't want to be their friend. Oh, because she really does want to be their friend.
Does
That's
want to
why.
be their yeah.
Yeah. You see, all she
She's
wants is to be
simping.
friends. Why wouldn't you just be friends
Just
with her?
simping.
You know?
Wants to be one of the gals.
You solve all your problems by just being friends with her. Be like, hey, like you can't go around killing people.
Phase her
because
out.
It's gonna
Yeah,
bring
phase
it's
her
gonna
out.
bring
You can pawn
unwanted
her off on
attention
somebody
to us.
else.
Yeah, but no, they're just like, it's like shut the fuck up. They carry her out of the party because they managed to drug her because this is, you know, just what rape culture needs right now is, you know, hey, look, we got this going on. And nobody, well, she's like, she was fine. And then she's like all slumped over and nobody at that party gives
Nobody
a shit.
checked on it. Yeah.
God damn it. Charlie and Jen head to the library and Emma heads home and calls Kim for help. Lilith hears a dude outside the rec center and uses her powers to call him to release her. Emma tries to call Jen, but she's not answering, so she calls Charlie and has him go get Jen because she thinks she might have a way to kill her.
Yeah, no. They would have came up with this a while ago.
Now, they locked her in the rec center. I don't remember. Was it like winter break or something? Okay.
It was like a cage area in the locker area.
They do know that like people clean those, right?
You still use it during the winter.
Yeah. Like
That's what I didn't understand on why they made it sound like it was abandoned. Like
Maybe
you
a
still have people
day.
that watch the facility. Yeah.
It's like maybe a day you can leave her there, but you can't leave her there. And she said it when she gets out, she's going to kill them. So
Of course.
it's like, I don't know, man. But yeah, so Charlie goes to Jen's house. Meanwhile, Kim shows up at Emma's house. Yeah, it's Emma's house. She quickly finishes writing her findings in a book and tabs it for Jen, then slides it under her couch or bed or whatever the fuck it was. At this point, I'm like, well, she's gonna die.
Oh yeah.
Right? It's like the second you see it, it's she writes it and she goes, it's like for Jen, and then like closes it and slides it under the bed. There's no reason for that if she's gonna survive. So we already know that she's gonna die.
It's a foreshadowing of her death.
And it's terrible. It's not even foreshadowing. It's them slapping you with the foreshadowing. Kim and Emma talk. It's clearly Lillith, right? Like we all knew it was Lillith.
We all knew it, yeah.
While Emma and Kim / Lillith are making
that poor
out,
simp.
the real Kim shows up and ties Emma up, shapeshifts into her, and then tricks Kim into coming in, then captures her as well. Lillith ends up killing Kim because Emma won't tell her what like the plan to defeat her is, and then she kills Emma. This is the thing.
Doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah.
Whenever I write scripts, I'm very conscious of like, hey, don't make this mistake. And one of the mistakes is you have two people, you care about someone. Why would I kill the one person
you're
you
supposed to
care about? Then you have no incentive to tell me what you know. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like that doesn't make any sense. Like there shouldn't have been
we still do it.
I don't know.
It's still something that goes on in every fucking movie.
It's those things that when I see it, it makes me angry, and I'm just like, I don't fucking know. Jen finds the bodies and the book, apparently, and then she calls the cops and then heads out reading the book when Lillith calls her and tells her she's going for Charlie next.
Gonna go, yeah.
I don't like.
Fucking Charlie.
Did she anonymously call in the death?
I don't remember that part. I don't remember if she anonymously did.
Her fingerprints are gonna be at the crime scene.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's so. But you also took evidence from the crime scene.
Oh, this isn't a goddamn Law and Order episode, okay?
Dum dum.
Dum 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 dum.
Charlie lets Lillith into his house because she looks like Jen. They start making out when he gets a call from the real Jen, and Lillith turns back into her Lily look. She tells him that she will have him. He will sleep with her, and then she will kill him.
Give me that dick.
He says he'll never have sex with her, but retorts that she has her ways. He's kind of grossed out by it, and then she realizes why he got all defensive, because he thought she was going to rape him, but she's like all grossed out and offended and saying like he'll consent to having sex with her because that's the only way they can.
Only way, yeah.
He's not buying it. He says shit like he'll never consent, but she could be anything he wants, and he wants Jen.
Trying to watch Jen, which is supposed to be the friend.
Yep.
While giving off this extremely homosexual vibe in the whole dynamic of that group.
Yep. But even more,
I don't know if they did that as like a gotcha or something, but like it's kind of like odd.
You became the creepy guy, like even more so than you already were. Because now it's like, okay, well, Jen won't fuck me, but you'll turn into Jen, and I can have sex with you, so it's like I'm having sex. It's kind of like those real
dolls almost.
Yeah. It's all creepy and weird, and I don't really like any of it. She tells him that, you know, she could be anything, and she could be Jen, and that he'll never have the real Jen because she does not love him and never will. She knows this because she shares a menstrual link with Jen.
That's what they meant by that menstrual link, and not a mental link. Oh my god!
Nope.
This whole time
they share that.
They share a menstrual link. Oh, dude, I didn't know that's what they were getting at with that.
Yeah, she turns
that
back
flew
into
over
Jen.
my head.
She turns back into Jen, and they start making out. And guess what? He consented because he's a pervert. Jen barges in and tells her to get away
she's gonna
from him.
Die.
And a fight ensues. But she's a fucking demon. Like,
why wouldn't she win?
What are you gonna do to a fucking demon that has superpowers? Like, what? It's so stupid. She tries to stab her. She gets thrown to the ground. And while Lillith is distracted by Jen, Charlie takes the knife and stabs her in the back. This does
doing nothing. Not a thing. Not a fucking thing.
So she takes the knife and stabs him with the knife and then throws it away because, you know, that's stuff that you do. And while Charlie's bleeding out and Lillith is circling him for the kill, Jen severs their link by stabbing herself in the vagina.
In the vagina!
With the knife.
I'm sorry. That literally threw me for... I jumped up. I was like, what the fuck? No! Like, no. Taking a fucking steak knife to your vajay meat? No.
Yeah.
That was dumb. I don't understand why that was even a thing.
So it's like, not the coochie.
The cooter got the knife.
Yeah,
and now this poor girl, I'm saying,
herself?
this poor girl now has to live, and now she's living with a muffed up meat gate because she stabbed it 1,000,000 times with a steak fork.
I don't like that.
She did. She cut the roast beef down on the wrong side. She cut horizontal, not vertically.
Stop
she
it.
went and she had a roast beef dinner. She was using a steak knife. I'm just saying.
No.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
That was a pretty serrated meat gate. I'm just saying. She could have had a pretty cooter, and now it just looks like a fucking
make merch that says that.
Looks like a goddamn Garfield down there. I'm just saying, it might be all messed up.
It's so fucking gross. So Lillith dies or goes back to hell or whatever. Charlie and Jen are brought to the hospital because somehow the cops and ambulance got there. While at the hospital, Charlie confesses his feelings to Jen and asks if she'd go out with them. She screams no at him. I think that's supposed to be like a lighthearted comical beat or something. And he just turns around. He's like, and then the movie ends.
Yeah.
That is the end of Lillith.
Terrible fucking movie.
That was an hour and a half of movie. And it was awful.
It's an hour and a half. I ain't getting it back.
Yeah. The only fun fact I really have, because you can't really find any information on it. I had to search multiple sources to try to find a budget for it, and the most I could find was estimated 150,000. So I'm not completely sure how long they've been together, whether or not they met
the film crew
on the
or...
film. No,
okay.
Because the assistant director, Chris Hammerberg, and the star, Savannah Witten, the succubus Lillith, they got married a couple of months ago.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know.
Yeah, we were talking about this before.
I don't know if they met on the film,
this show,
and
then continued.
And she's been directing some stuff too. And I do know that
good for her.
The Rittenhouse Productions, their production company, is making more films. I just can't find any info on it because their website's down. They haven't posted anything on YouTube. They haven't posted anything on Twitter. Their podcast is down, and podcasting is not expensive. If you have a computer, you get a microphone. If you want a webcam, you get a webcam. Audacity is a free software. We're trying that out this season. On top of the stream, we're separately recording our microphone audio at a 32-bit float, so we can make it sound even better. It's all free software. Podcasting is not an expensive hobby to
it doesn't have to be inexpensive, you know what I mean? It's
so I don't know why, even though they're working together, they don't still have a podcast. It's I don't know. So I'm gonna go into my thoughts first, okay? Oh, by the way, that's the end of fun facts. There's okay. So the bad. You know what? I'm gonna start with the good. I loved Savannah Witten's performance as Lillith. I think Savannah Witten was by far the best performer in this entire film. Nobody holds a candle to her in this film. Name one actor in this film that did a better job than her.
I just don't think any of them did a good job.
When they told her they don't want to be friends with her, you could clearly see where it's not a comical shucks everyone else does. That she was legitimately hurt that they don't want to be friends with her, and she couldn't understand why they didn't want to be friends with her. Whereas if you tried to get Emma to do something like that, look at your best friend comes crying that her boyfriend's fucking some other chick in their bed, and she's thank God that's done. What is that? Come on. They're all really shitty actors, but the only one that was good was Savannah. She's the only one I enjoyed watching and sought out other things that she's done. That's why I found out she's done a bunch of other stuff. Now for the bad.
There's a lot of bad.
This tried way too hard to be a lot of things and didn't succeed at any of them.
Basics.
They all have experience in the found footage genre, and they decided to flex their chops, their filmmaking chops, in a form of filmmaking they have no fucking experience in.
Never did.
You all do found footage. Why wouldn't you make a found footage horror film that combines all the knowledge that all three of you have from doing this for over a decade?
This was a found footage kind of way where they chased after her and you saw little shots of Lillith. That might have actually kind of been cool, to be honest. A first person view of this.
Again, These are all these three people have experience in this genre. They've all held the camera, right?
I've held my camera before,
but like
just because I hold my dick doesn't make me a fucking porn star.
They've done cinematography. Like a lot of these guys have filmed shit solo.
They got more on me. I've never done porn, and I apparently can. You know,
why is the cinematography,
they did shit.
Why is the cinematography so fucking bad? So bad with like a decade
I feel like maybe
of experience.
It was rushed. Maybe it was rushed. They threw together something to put out during the pandemic. Because if it came out in 2019. No, yeah, 2019. So I think they filmed in 2019,
like 2018, and then released in 2019.
Depending on when it was put out, then. Because during the pandemic, it makes sense. They try to rush it through, get it edited real quick, and throw it out. But it's like, I feel like they could have rewritten this whole thing a lot better.
I would not let Lee write anything else, or let him write the initial thing and then give it to someone else to
read over it. Yeah.
But the amount of
give them your idea.
Yeah. But the amount of micro jitters when the camera's supposed to like be on sticks, like on a tripod, when the camera goes to pan, focus, it doesn't look fluid. It looks like they didn't have a fluid head tripod, or the cheap ass tripod they have, they didn't like loosen it. Like, I'm gonna move my camera.
Okay.
Look at that pan.
I'm not touching mine.
Look at that. But when they did it, it's like it's like that. Like,
maybe they were GoProing it. What were they using? Were they using cinematography cameras?
They were using a Blackmagic camera.
Oh well, I don't know how much of an excuse it can be.
Exactly. I think they were using.
And with the software,
I think they were using this camera. I think they were using this camera. I think they were using the Pocket 4K.
Better.
Okay, so correction. They weren't using the Pocket 4K. It was a Blackmagic camera, but it was like that original Blackmagic cinema camera that was like shaped like a wedge. It's like I don't.
They didn't even Pocket 4K from that movie. I can tell you that.
Yeah, like it didn't make any sense. It's why did you do one take? Why didn't you do like a couple of takes? Like the movement is very particular. You could have practiced it a bunch of times and then went action and done it. Like there's no reason for that much jitter. And like I said earlier, the writing was like 10 to 15 years out of place. All the dialogue is edgy and on the nose shit from the early 2000s. The characters don't even feel like real people. They feel like fucking caricatures of what boomers think these people are like.
We've moved on from that. Yes, we've moved on from that.
But it's like, and it's not like he's like Lee's old. I think he's like 26 or something like that.
Oh, good God, really?
Yeah. So why is it? Did you write this when you were like an edgelord teenager and then just decided not to fucking update any of it? Like it doesn't make any sense.
Probably
it makes
not.
Absolutely no fucking sense.
Maybe they had it one of those things that was sitting in the closet somewhere, and they said, "Oh, you know what? We should finally do that script that we wrote." You know?
Yeah.
And then they pull it out, a decade or two later, and they're like, yeah, this should still work. Yeah, sure.
And it's like, the acting is bad. The writing is bad. I don't feel sympathy for these characters. Like, I'm completely fine if everyone died. It's like, oh, her boyfriend cheated on her, so we got to get a demon. Like, what? That's fucking...
Listen, that's bad. I get it. It sucked. Whatever.
But
you don't relate to that actual character, though.
But those are my thoughts on it. Oh, and the color grade was terrible too. I think the ending song was good. It was like
I don't remember the ending song that much.
It was like a 90s, like it sounded like a 90s girl rock.
Makes sense.
Thing.
90s girl band.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my thoughts. So
I'm sorry. I don't feel anybody was that great of an actor in it, or actress, to be fair. You do like Lillith, but I will agree that she might have been the only one that actually seemed like she kind of knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
But it was the piss poor. We have watched some really bad movies that are better than this movie. to be 100% honest. Like, I feel they could have definitely did something great with this. Now that you said something about found footage, you could have fucking made this whole movie found footage. It could have been a fucking dark.
But even if it wasn't. Even if it wasn't this film, their first film to be like, this is Rittenhouse production. We made like 3 of the most successful YouTube Slenderverse series that introduced Slender Man, the Rake. I think some stuff with like angels and demons, cults. We're gonna do this fucking dope, like mega awesome found footage film. And then instead they did something that they have no fucking experience doing. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, I
Stick
hope
to what you know and then build up. Why are you doing a feature-length film when you should have been doing, to at least get your feet wet in it, short form content, and then release that? Even if you don't release it to film festivals, you drop $1,000 on a like a narrative short film and just release it on your production company's YouTube page.
Yeah.
At least get the experience doing it. Instead, you're just like fucking,
and the
like,
feedback.
I don't know, man.
Get the feedback on it too.
I don't know.
They could have done a lot better.
I did not like this.
I can get you to maybe 2 stars. I can get you with your Lillith. I can get you maybe to 2 stars because we're not hitting 3. I honestly really was wanting to go to sleep watching this.
Honestly, I do feel like the highest that I could probably go,
it has to be 2.
Is a 2 star.
2. It's nothing much.
Yeah, how am I gonna do this? So yeah, I'm happy going 2 star, and it's like that extra bump in a star is solely for Savannah Witten.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, because everyone else is dog shit. I want to see her in more stuff. I don't want to see Langston fucking Fishburne in everything. Like, get Morpheus's kid out of here. Like, he's awful.
He needs to be taught a little better.
Yeah. So that's fucking Lilith. Next week's film is another 1-star film.
Andy Baker Tape. I don't know. Those titles always scare me to watch.
But it could be a 3-star. I personally think it's at least a 3-star. But I'm gonna nitpick.
All right, then I'm gonna have to look at it. I'm
gonna nitpick the shit out of this. So you see when I had notes at the bottom of the things I hate. If you just want to, like, I still have to write the script for this one. I think this is the only one that I didn't write the script for. If you want, after I'm done, to just like have that list open and then just have counterpoints to it, by all means do that.
Oh, and do that.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But this is
fucking eat.
The Andy Baker Tapes trailer.
That looks decent.
That is going to be next week's video.
That looks pretty decent enough.
Right? But it's a 1-star, and I'm gonna nitpick the fuck out of it, dude.
All right.
So get ready for that. I think there's one in here. Like, I was pretty mean with Lilith, but not really. I think there's a couple in here that, like, I fucking eviscerated. Like, it's really bad. But I haven't done Andy Baker yet. I think I've done everyone but that.
I'm pretty sure I've seen the Chupacabra territory, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like I've seen a lot of the Chupacabra movies.
I watched it the other day and I was like, fuck, dude, this is rough. I really don't know how I'm gonna get through this. It's really bad. But that is the end of the Spooky Horror Show podcast. How long have we been? We've only been live an hour, dude. Thank you everybody very much for coming by, and we will see all of you next week.
Next
Bye.
time.